Guys, see, Emily.
Look how legit that is.
I know, right?
Chana family. Where do you even get one of those? I want one of those. That's pretty cool. Or like one of sit like this, but I feel like that's unprofessional.
Like this?
Well, you should definitely not sit like that. What do I do with my hands?
I am Chelsea.
We're really good at this.
Hi everybody. I know you don't normally see me on this side of the camera, but that's because today we have a very special interview for you with a very special guest, the real boss of Chelsea Place, Chelsea Chana. And yeah, Kris is here too. So before we get into it, I'd like to hear more about you guys on a personal level. Can we start out with how did you and Kris meet each other?
A friend of mine, Eduardo, we were doing an internship through Northwestern Mutual at the time. His girlfriend was Chelsea's best friend, and he had invited us to a house party one night, and they kind of had set us up because they knew that she was a pilot and I was a pilot, and we both liked airplanes and liked scuba diving, and just had a lot of things in common, like the beach, and just there was a lot of similarities there. So. So they invited us over there, and honestly, like that night, man, I was head over heels for this girl.
That's a pretty interesting story. So time went on, and eventually you guys went to get married. How did Kris go about proposing to you?
He tied a ring to our dog's collar at a lake. It was cute. This little puppy, little golden retriever puppy.
I set I got the truck set up on the hill, had the music blaring, got the little puppy.
You did. You had some like Carrie Underwood song playing?
I don't know, something, like one of your favorite songs by at that time. And then, I got Dallas all set up.
Cute.
Yeah. Did you say yes?
No.
She didn't. I had to convince her after that. She said yes.
You all have a beautiful family. I'd like to know, what do you guys like to do outside of work when you're here at home together?
I feel like I had more hobbies when I was like before kids and marriage and stuff. like then I had actual hobbies. I could be like, oh, I like to like read or scuba dive or do all these things. Now I don't. Now our hobbies like our family. They're kind of like.
I love how the first hobby you said was reading.
I'm just saying that's like the standard. I still read, but.
No, I know, but I'm saying like before that we like we'd scuba dive, fly. It was all like exciting, ride motorcycles.
Yeah.
Because you had a motorcycles license too. Like it was all this exhilarating
first.
stuff. What?
2 first.
Wait, I got it first.
No.
I took you on our first date and I had my license.
I don't know about this.
Our first date was on a motorcycle to an ice cream shop.
I think that you soloed in fewer hours than I did.
I did.
No.
It's on my shirt.
No. Yours took definitely longer.
Okay, I got a shirt to prove it.
So Chelsea, what did you think when Kris revealed to you his plans about opening an assisted living facility?
That was definitely a lot different than the insurance that he had been doing, and his degree was in finance, so it was definitely out of left field. But he's also one of those people where you know that whatever he sets his mind to, he's 100% in, full force. Like he's gonna make it work. And he definitely found his passion with assisted living.
And how did you feel when Kris told you that his plan was to name the company after you?
Well.
Oh, that was sweet, wasn't it?
Well, he had other options, and he told me, like, what do you think? Yeah, you gave me like 3 different options. You're like, so should I, like, I'm thinking about Chelsea Place. He's like, I might name it after you, but I also might name it like this. I'm like,
I thought I was pretty convinced.
I don't know what to do. No, you gave us options,
right.
and I think you did. There was multiple options, and then you asked me. I'm like,
That's
what?
true. I might have to change that part of the story. I'm always like, I named it after you because then so that you couldn't run away. But I guess I did have other options.
That sounds good. That sounds really great.
All right, maybe we should. Yeah.
Okay, now you are officially the owners of an assisted living community. What did you think when you saw this place for the first time?
When we first went there, it was scary for sure. We were ripping down fences and painting rooms, and
like Like literally, there was this like chain link fence out front, and remember your dad had like the.
Yeah, we had our family come down on different days to help us with, because it was a big project.
I just remember we ripped this chain link fence out with his car, so we literally like tied like a rope because we couldn't get them out of the ground. Like they were like you know, all the chain link fences were like stuck in concrete, you know. And so we were literally, he's got his little Mercedes convertible, and we're like ripping this fence down with it. It was cool. But yeah, no, it was a huge project. I mean, it was. Like, I remember painting.
Yes.
Oh my God! Like I never wanted to paint anything for the rest of my life ever again after that.
A lot of rooms to paint.
Yeah.
Yes, and he insisted everything was Key West colors. So
we had to go.
So the dog was like blue for a while.
Yeah, that's true. Our dog Dallas, because he always laid up against the wall. So
he wanted to help.
Yeah. He thought he was a paintbrush.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about living there?
It was different. Our honeymoon stage after getting married, I mean, we lived in an assisted living facility for, what, 3 years?
Yeah, it's about 3.5 years.
3.5 years. And
what'd you think of that, babe?
it was different. I mean, it was cool. It was like living with a bunch of your grandparents. And I mean, at first it was, you know, we moved into this really, really tiny room that could only fit our bed. And they're like, so you couldn't walk around on the floor, like sit on the floor. There wasn't enough room. So we just had like the bed. And then eventually we expanded and we got a living room, which was nice. But I had a few more residents and they taught me how to crochet. And
I'll never forget that weekend though. That was when your parents came down that weekend?
when?
I'm saying like, cause we had set up, we had this like that room in the bathroom, you know? And then,
Oh, yeah.
And then your parents come down one weekend and they were like,
They're like, you're not using this room right here. Why don't you just make yourselves a bigger room?
right.
It was a
But
great idea.
that required like knocking down a wall and putting up a little like.
So yeah, I think they helped us knock down the wall and then they left.
I know, right? Yeah, they're like, hey, let's do this. And they like knocked down the wall and they said, all right, I'm gonna go. See ya.
Yeah, that was good.
I know, but it made it livable because then at that point we had like a living room, and like a bedroom, and yeah.
And how was it to live in an assisted living facility?
It was actually, it was a good time. I don't feel like we ever really. You would think that it would be weirder than it was living in an assisted living facility, but but I don't know. It was just our.
I don't know anyone that would have done this. Like
It was just our norm.
she just rolled with the punches, man. It was really cool.
It was cool.
So the only contingency was the bathtub.
I did want a bathtub.
She was like, if I'm gonna stay here, I gotta have a bathtub.
So as newlyweds living in an assisted living facility, how did you cook meals or find time to spend some quality time together?
Well, cooking meals was cool. We actually made a cookbook. We got recipes from the residents' families of all their favorite recipes or whatever their favorite thing was, and we made a cookbook. And then we did a whole like meal planning system. So usually we were eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner with the residents. I mean, I remember making Cinnabons with Tony.
Yeah, that's right.
That was good.
Yeah. No, it was. And you made a whole like. Didn't you like make that whole like board and it had like all like proteins or like fish and like.
I used to be organized.
Chicken.
It was like color coded.
Yeah,
it was really cute.
It was insane. Like she would get into these projects and like go all in on something.
So did you have any favorite residents or have any stories that come to mind that are interesting or funny?
Oh, we loved all our residents. They were all different, and they all had their own like. I mean, it was like living with your grandparents. They were. I think we bond with them in different ways though, and like Sarah with her puzzles.
Yeah.
And Leila with her crochet, and then with Tony it was cooking.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Leila taught you how to crochet.
Sure.
Yeah. She would literally pick Leila up, like they'd go to like Joann's Fabrics.
Yeah, we did. We'd go shopping.
So I know Kris works a lot. Has that been difficult for you or the both of you together?
It's great. It's awesome.
I mean,
Just kidding.
it's hard. It's difficult, and because there's a lot of days he does get up before the kids, and he's gone before the kids wake up, and he's back after they're, in bed and bathed and in their pajamas. So it's hard, but he tries to be around on the weekends. Comes home early every once in a while when I need a night out.
Like a reliever. It's like
Yes,
It's like tag. Tag. You're out. You in.
True.
Yeah. No, yeah, but you make it work. You make it easy.
We stay busy.
So after living at the ALF for 3 years, what finally made you decide to go out and look for a place to call your own?
I mean,
Oh yeah, then
I could've stayed
we
there forever.
were wanting to start a family. So we realized we would probably it'd be kind of hard to like baby-proof a whole assisted living facility. So we realized at some point we would have to get our own place. And then we were filling up and we needed the room anyway. So, and we had staff finally besides ourselves. So it was time.
So then what happened?
What happened? Well, then we had a baby.
Aw.
Yes.
What was our baby's name?
Are you asking questions? Do you not know?
I was trying to get you.
He knows, but they don't know.
Well,
Because now we have another baby.
yes.
And the first baby is not a baby anymore.
Yes. So, yes, we had a baby named Emily, a little girl, and then a few years later, 5 years later, we had another one.
Right. Surprise!
Yeah, he was a surprise.
But it was a wonderful surprise.
Speaking of your kids, why don't we meet them?
Emily, you want to tell them about you?
What?
You want to tell the world about you? What's your name?
Emily.
Emily what?
It sounds like E. No, M.
Emily Grace? And what do you like to do?
I like playing in the park. I like the swing.
You like to swing? Do you like playing the piano?
Only making up it.
What's that?
Making up it.
Yeah? Do you like ballet? Or hip hop?
You are such a little wiggle worm.
I don't know.
Do you like your brother? What's your brother's name?
William.
What else do you want to tell the world? What advice do you have for us?
I like the beach.
Yeah?
Only I don't like taking showers or baths when I go home.
What's your favorite thing about mommy?
I don't know. Maybe when her pretty.
She's always pretty. She's always pretty. What do you like to do? Do you like going on boats? Do you like going in the water? Do you like swimming?
I don't know. I don't like going swimming.
Do you like flying?
Only you get to be unbuckled.
Do you like?
And you bring toys.
You bring toys? Yeah, you like your toys, don't you? Yeah.
And you like dance?
And bling. And I also want to sleep in the plane.
What do you want to be when you get older?
At Paxo and ice cream.
No, not what do you want to eat.
No,
what do you want to
wanna
be?
What do you want to when you grow up when you have a job? Because you told me one time you wanted to open up a cake store.
Yeah, I want to do that. And there I make every kind of food in the world.
It's not just cake?
You're gonna make more than cake. You're gonna make like food,
Yeah.
like chicken and that kind of stuff. So you're gonna open up a restaurant?
And I got about another idea.
What's your other idea?
When I'm a kid and I'm already a kid, I'm going to do a lemonade stand.
Your lemonade stand?
And I'm going to be ice cream, not get ice cream, an ice cream maker and a Paxo maker.
Wow.
That's pretty cool, kiddo.
It's a lot of things. You got a lot going on. You sound like your dad.
That's all.
Kris and Chelsea, thank you so much for allowing me to come and ask you these questions and taking up some of your time. I'm sure I'm not the only one who was wondering some of these things, and thank you all for watching this video. And if you liked it, please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anyone else you think might enjoy it. And for now, that's a wrap.